Good morning. I am on my way to the Indian visa place. I've got my appointment this morning that you booked online, and I'm also going to show you how you can fill in the application form and process the information required without I'm just totally like, it stinks of urine here. But yeah, join me today while I am, because you know what it is, what I want to tell you is that I get like a little bit of a anxiety about filling in the visa form. I think it's mainly from just coming out from the pandemic. I mean, I know it's like a year and a half on, but still at the same time, I think I spent the whole time having like a bit of a trauma. So beautiful out today. Apparently we're going to have a heat wave. So I've got this theory about people who go to India and get influenced and then get inspired. For example, I didn't know, but like the DJ Diplo went to India and travelled around on a motorbike, and then he came out, he came back and he became quite successful with his DJ's profession. But what I'm trying to say is, like, India is so inspirational, even though it doesn't feel like it at the time. You see things and you're like, oh wow. And I've got several theories. I think maybe because the sunlight is shedding light onto things, so it's easier to see. Because I mean, in Europe it's quite dark. I mean, this week we're having a freak heat wave after like 3 weeks of just cloud and just blur, nothing weather. So here I am walking through sunny Hounslow West, just past Beaversfield Park, towards the India Visa Centre for my appointment that I booked. I don't think I've ever booked an appointment before. Usually you kind of like wait hours and wait for your ticket number to be called. So I went to the visa place, which is kind of you kind of dread going there because it's just such a long way. I've been known to be there for 4 hours waiting to see someone at the clerk at the counter, and I've just been told after waiting an hour that actually there's an option of an e-visa, which is much cheaper online, and you can get it within 24 hours. And I said, well, why can't I just do it here? I'm here now. And he goes, oh, we don't have the option for 1 to 5 years. We only have a 12-month option. We don't really do, because we've got the new e-visa, we don't really do the visas for British citizens here anymore. And I was like, you can't really get this kind of information on the website. It doesn't specify. And it's true, but when I filled it out, it didn't give me an option for 6 months or 12 months. And I noticed a lot of people with OCI, I think you go there if you want an OCI, which is an Indian origin identification, I think a card or a passport. So I'm gonna go and see how I can do it online. So as an update to yesterday's visa information lesson learned, is that in this new world that we live in post-pandemic, and countries like India, which is the most visited country for me, everything changes weekly, monthly, yearly. So I mean, from December there was lots more options, and I haven't been to India for 6 years, which is incredible for me. And I find that there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance on my half, where I feel, I think it's a hereditary thing that a fog comes in. It does feel quite on the spectrum slightly, but hindsight is a wonderful thing, and knowing information is always much easier when you have the information. So it turns out this year it's much easier to go online and get an e-visa. I couldn't believe that here we are on the first week of September 2023. I can get a year visa online for India for about roughly £32.50. And I don't need to send my passport in. The only thing that I will say is that transferring your scan of your passport into PDF to a 300 KB was slightly challenging, but then I was a little bit kind of melting in the heat yesterday. So I'm going to try and get some few things done today, including things like getting my glasses fixed. And I just randomly tidied up this morning, and they were on the floor, but the lens is nowhere to be seen. So we're still very much in Mercury retrograde, and I'm so grateful that Venus has gone direct after over 6 weeks, 7-8 weeks of Venus in retrograde. It's really, really like halted me to a point where I couldn't go left, right, forward, backwards. That's like how strong it was, in a kind of like, okay, why am I dealing with this? And I feel like I'm over everything, apart from obviously the waves of bereavement, which I will never get over. But moving forward, like, I've gone through a lot of paperwork, I've let go of a lot of stuff that, why do I need it? And they say if you get rid of paperwork, old paperwork, then money comes in, and I hope that's true.
This film shows a woman who has been diagnosed with a cancer.
It is super sunny today and warm, but it's so lovely, really, really lovely. I just had my hand covering over the microphone, so you probably didn't hear anything that I just said. So weird retrograde. So earlier I was saying that I found my glasses with a lens missing, and then I made an appointment at Specsavers, and then I found it again, and then I fixed my glasses, and then I found another pair of glasses that I had made. I had 2 pairs of sunglasses made last year, so I thought I'd try these out. Tortoise shell. What do you think? Anyway, I was watching Bald and Bankrupt in Bangladesh yesterday, and I watched it twice. It was so good. Once on my own and once with my brother. And I just think that in particular that episode, he just landed in Bangladesh for one day, and he went straight out into the street and just was met with people engaging with him, and he engaged back while still having interesting things to say and like doing stuff without even thinking. It just all flowed and blended. I recommend that you watch the episode of Bangladesh, Bald and Bankrupt in Bangladesh. I recommend that. He's just brilliant, and I hope he's in India for quite a long time. Well, Southeast Asia, South Asia. And all done. E-visa filled out. I've got to wait 72 hours. I'll do an update at some point. And the train's going by, so speak soon. I don't know why I did that. That's just why.
And while the healing is happening, hear the practitioners chant a word. to know there is no magic in the word.
What is up, YouTubers? I am back jumping today. I was feeling quite menopausal and having like aches and breaks and things, but I have been dancing and jumping in my room and making sure that I've got my steps and jumps down. I'm averaging 10 to 12,000 steps a day. Alright, if I'm honest, maybe if I'm being lazy, then I'm looking at 6 or 7 or 8,000 steps a day, which 2 months ago I was not doing, for sure. So this has been happening here. They've taken away the... Look, this has all come off, which is a bit sad, really. I hope it's safe. I don't know why they would do that. Pussycat.
There are 3 practitioners behind her. And here is the tumor right here. The black is the emptiness of her bladder. This is the tumor. And now they take a snapshot for reference, a snapshot now. And they do not understand the language that speaks to that field. But once we understand, that is no longer a miracle, that is a technology. You listen to the chant. Okay, the word that they are using, loosely translated, means already happened. It's already done. In their mind and in their heart, they're coming from the place that the healing has already happened. Not that it's going to happen, and not that it's about to happen, or that it's a long, slow happening, that it is already happened. And this is important because the field of energy that we're about to discuss is a mirror. It reflects our feeling of what we are experiencing in the moment. So if our belief is that our healing is about to happen, or that our perfect relationship will come to us someday, or that our abundance in the bank will happen someday, the field will keep reflecting someday, because it is open-ended. There is no outcome. There is no conclusion. This is a very subtle, very powerful understanding of how this field works. This field that we're about to discuss now, the divine matrix, is a field that mirrors now, not in the future, not in the past, this moment. Understanding of how this field works. This field that we're about to discuss now, the divine matrix, is a field that mirrors now, not in the future, not in the past, this moment. So what we choose to experience in our lives, we must first feel in our hearts as if it has already happened. And this is something something that happens all the time in this part of the world. It's not one time only healing.
It is excruciatingly hot, and there's 3 buses here at the turnaround terminus, but they're not supposed to stay here, but they do. There's 3 here, you can see all engines are on, and it's been like this all the way through the night, so you can't open your window to let air in because it's either having no air or can't sleep because of the noise. Blocking the road. There's no bus driver in there. I'm going to end my vlog for this episode today. So I've got my visa confirmed for India for 12 months multi-entry. My next journey, fast forward September 15th, when all retrograde, well, Mercury is stationary. I'm out of breath because I just did my jumping, and we're having a heat wave at the moment, and that noise that has now stopped was the car wash. So what was I saying? So I've got my flight booked, which is something that was giving me anxiety for quite some time. And you have to bite the bullet. I had a massive insurance bill to pay this month as well, which is crippling me, but I've got to try and do what is best for the greater good. Anyway, the next journey is going to be the best, exciting, grueling episode. Come with me to India.